Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up right where we left off last week with my Kerbin-sized real, oh my god, I can't even say it now, Kerbin-sized real scale solar system. And, or just real solar system, because it's a Kerbin scale. I'll start this again. Kerbin size real solar system. So this is the real solar system, but everything is scaled down to be the same as it is in the stock KSP. I kind of consider this sort of a mini RP1. I do have an RP1 series, but those are not done live because it takes me many hours to build every single one of those graphs. So this is kind of a mini version of that. A whole pile of mods. They're all there in the description. The idea behind the mods, by the way, is just that they're meant to be kind of interchangeable. I sort of picked them with the idea that, you know, if you don't like this mod, you can try that mod. If you don't like the tech tree, you can get rid of it and put in a different tech tree. They're very mix and matchable is the idea. But anyway, where are we at? Well, last week, I kind of restarted with a different tech tree because I didn't think the tech tree I had was working out particularly well, and I was pretty pleased with the start we had last week. Most of the time we spent building. I do have in the construction queue a second sounding rocket with the plan of getting it into space, but before that, I do have the Spud 1, a little prop plane that was giving me some headaches designing because I have pretty limited parts, and that's going to come up first. But actually, that kind of brings up something else, because I was mentioning that I like to get some airplane contracts, and giving aircraft purpose is a perfect contract pack, but it doesn't work with, or at least I couldn't get it to work with the real solar system type stuff that's going on with here. It needs to be with a stock game, or at least with the stock planets. And I heard of a mod called K-Planes, another contract pack, but I couldn't find it. Well, thank you, John. John found it for me and sent me a link, and that is great. So I do have K-Planes installed, which gives a whole pile. There's actually a lot. They're all subdivided here. Tons and tons of contracts going right up to shuttles and SSTOs. For airplanes, so I'm very happy with that. I can get some money and some science and stuff for flying my planes, which I would like to do anyway. So for instance, right here, this is my first one, which is simply build and fly your first plane. I think there's pretty much nothing here. Has to be no rocket engines or anything like that. Can't have any liquid or oxidizer aboard. So basically that's it. Fly it without destroying the plane or killing anybody is really the requirements. Problem though, I can't accept it because I only have a tier 1 mission control, and I have a maximum of 2 contracts that I can hold at the same time. So if I'm going to do this, what I need to do is I need to upgrade mission control. And to do that, excuse me for a moment. Excuse me, a little bit of a dry throat. Okay, let's try that again. To do that, it costs 75,000 Kerb bucks. Boy, it's a little less than half of what I got, but I think it's worth it because I don't want to get rid of the contracts that I already have accepted, which is to get into space. So, it's going to take some while to upgrade, of course, because we're working with Kerbal construction time. Silly me. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. If I go to tech, is it under tech? Yes. It's going to take 12 days to upgrade mission control. The plane will be, that's okay. We'll fly it a second time. That's all. We'll get to that. Okay. That's okay. So because I am playing with Kerbal construction time, it does take some time to build things. So it's going to take a little over 12 days. All right, but what we can do is let's warp to that plane. Let's fly it anyway. We can land it. I want to fly it again. Basic purpose behind the plane is going to be for collecting science. So really, that's the main thing there. Okay, let's see here. So space plane, it's in there, but I don't want to fly at night, so I'm going to warp to sunrise. Alright, and we're going to fly us our little Spud 1. Yeah, Jebediah can fly it. We'll get Valentina to fly it the second time. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put on the brakes. I do have science being collected here, or at least we should have if I go to the auto here on the Kerbalism. Yep, we have an atmospheric pressure scan, crew reports, radiation scan, mystery goo, temperature scan. The mystery goo can only do one, but that's okay. We'll just fly it again. So I'm going to collect it here. Notes, thing is, it's not on the runway. The Kerbalism mod takes away all the stuff around the KSC. It is just simply here, Earth landed. That's it. And for the temperature scan, it's surface forests, and same with all the rest of these. But while that is going, what we can do as well, brakes around. Okay, we can EVA Jebediah. We can collect ourselves an EVA report. Something's up with his helmet. I gotta check on his uniforms because those are really messed up. Let's see here. I also notice he has his EVA pack, which is not necessary. Let's remove that helmet because it's bothering me. And we also will remove the neck ring. And I'm going to get him to climb up. I think that might be the better plan here, because I'm pretty sure you can do an EVA report right from the top of the plane. An EVA report. And it says I can do a surface sample, but it's an unmet requirement. And that unmet requirement is that I don't have a tier 2 astronaut complex yet. So anyway, it's going to take 30 seconds. Kerbalism adds these time requirements to everything. Okay. So we will time warp that away. Okay. And then we'll get Jeb back inside. I have no idea whether I can get back into this plane from the ground, so I'd rather avoid finding out. So I'm just going to kind of do it this cheapy way. Okay. Oh, and that is the IVA mod that seems to like to go there by default. Okay. Now I do have to also watch electricity. How much electricity is aboard? Because the science takes much more electricity than normal. 12 minutes and 13 seconds. Once the engine spools up, that will charge up my batteries again. So what I'm going to do, what was that again? 12 minutes and 3 seconds? And the atmospheric pressure scan is going to take 12 minutes and 32 seconds. Okay, might have to kind of watch that. We'll see how that goes. And then the plan is just going to be to get up, fly around here, not go very far, and collect all the in-the-air science, and then we'll land again. And then we'll do another one probably over the water or something like that. Let's see. Most of this probably has gotten collected. It's getting there. Mystery goo's still going. I'm hoping once the mystery goo's finished, that's a major source, I think, of the electricity. Notice now I got 13 minutes of electricity. So just got the pressure scan to do. And all this stuff, by the way, is going to get transmitted while we're flying about. Kerbalism, all the science comes in one of two. You can either transmit it, in which case you can transmit all of it, unlike in the stock game, or it's something that's a sample. The goo is an example of a sample, in which case you can't transmit any of it, but you can recover it all. Okay, so we're done with that. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to do a little bit of a quick save. This thing's kind of awkward, so I'm going to give myself lots of permission to quick save. We're going to open up our autopilot here, our standard fly-by-wire, and yeah, like I just gonna throttle up and take the brakes off and go. There we go. I do like these little prop planes, but honestly, if I built something using the little Juno jet engine, that would be a lot easier. Okay. Oh my gosh. Excuse me again. Come on, pull up, you stinker. It does. There it goes. There it goes. Oh my golly. So there we go. We are off, And now we're collecting a second batch, except for the goo. The goo is, as you can see here, it says depleted. So I can't collect any more goo. Even if you have a scientist aboard, it doesn't matter. The goo doesn't do anything for you, so that's going to be about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, let's open up the cruise controller GUI here. Let's head north. So I'm going to give myself a heading of, let's say, just 0. And we'll fly up to an altitude of 300, seems, no, maybe a little higher. 500 meters, not too high. We will keep our max climb angle at 10 degrees. Okay, let's engage that and see how she does. Oh, I guess north is that way, isn't it? Oh my gosh, why are you like pointing up so frickin' high? I guess it wants to get that climb angle up. I should probably, if I get into craft settings, yep, moderate the G-forces, but also let's limit that angle of attack. It really can't pitch up like that. What are you doing, my friend? I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Something was not quite right there. Let's point in a little more this way. Moderate the G-forces. Turn that back off. Okay. This is a terrible, terrible plane. Okay, now I feel like I can't pitch up at all. I have no pitch. I can pitch down, but it won't pitch up. This is the S is gone. What the? Hang on, hang on, hang on here. What is going on? Okay, there was something with that moderating the angle. Okay, I'm going to keep that off. That's... Oh, this is not a very good plane. Okay, let's try this again. 315. Engage your cruise control. Are you just going to... All I want you to do is just fly normal. We are not going up. Alright, I'm just going to put it back on standard fly-by-wire. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. We'll just kind of fly away. Yeah, this, or fly this stuff away. Okay, let's, there was one thing that was mentioned on my Discord about another feature that's in the Atmosphere Autopilot mod, and it is, if I go into the GUI for the standard fly-by-wire, which is how I'm flying it now, there is a coordinated turn option that is by default off, and it's been recommended to try turning it on. And what that means, what it does is if when you turn, right, you have to give yourself a little bit of pitch to keep yourself turning. It's not just simply rolling over, and actually every once in a while you got to give yourself a little bit of yaw too. I kind of do that automatically without really ever thinking about it, but apparently the coordinated turn will do that for you without you having to think about it. It just does it. So I'm going to try putting it on. I'm going to quick save first because this is really behaving funny. Coordinated turn. Let's see. And now if I just go roll. Oh yeah, look at that. It turns on its own. I got my hands away from the keyboard. It's taking care of the pitch. It's taking care of the yaw. It's a little scary. It just kept turning, didn't it? That's kind of neat. I got to get used to that. Not sure if I like it or not. So now when I turn, all I have to do is roll. That's kind of neat. So that's the coordinated turn that's in there. Alright, should I give a try to the cruise flight control? I just want to go over these again. So we have a heading. I got the speed control off. I want to go to an altitude of 500 meters. I'm not sure why that would be a problem. Max climb angle, 10. Okay, let's try gauging this again. Okay, it's turning. But it's not even... I don't get it. Oh, I couldn't quick save because I'm below 500 meters. Thanks for pointing that out. A little late. I don't know why the cruise controller's not working. Let's get above 500 meters so I can quick save. What a wacky, dorky plane. Maybe I should have used the Juno. Let's get above 500 meters. Okay, there's our crew report. So this is taking a long time, and I don't want to spend that much time flying about. And now we'll do a quick save. Can't quick save when you're about to crash. Here, so it's not 500 meters. Maybe it's 500. Maybe it's this has to be 500. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's... If I just make this level, can you do level flight for me? Get that off. Cruise control. Maybe it's just, it does not like this prop. No, it doesn't like it. I think I can't use the cruise flight controller. That's really kind of annoying. Alright. Let's put on our waypoint. The KS... Oh, I don't have my... Ah, you stinker. Okay, I thought I saved that last time. Usually I have a waypoint for the runway there. I thought I put that on last time. The only one that's here is on the sun. I don't understand that. From the waypoint manager, clearly the KSC is not on the sun, so this isn't going to work for us. I was going to put a waypoint so I knew how to fly back, but I guess maybe what I will do is do a little bit of time warping. Try and time warp away the rest of this atmosphere, or yeah, the rest of the atmosphere pressure scan. Oh, I'm glad you, Little Dev, I'm glad you enjoyed the new RP1 video. I wish I could pump those out more quickly, but they just take me so long. Especially building stuff takes me so long in that game. And every 2 weeks is the best I can promise. If I end up ahead making those, I'll go for a brief period of time where I'll drop one every week, but I can't guarantee that, so I don't promise it. Alright, I'm just going to continue to cruise along here. I'm not sure why the cruise controller's deciding it's not going to work for me. That means I can pretty much turn this off. We'll just do this all manually. Okay, a little more time warp. I'm at 4 times speed. We got 6 minutes left on the pressure scan. The KSC is back there somewhere. We're at, yeah, I probably should turn around. Start heading back. So there we go. So again, I got my hands away from the keyboard, and it's taking care of the little bit of pitch and the little bit of yaw. It turns quick, though. Then you gotta just level off again. Yeah, it's kind of neat. It does make the flying a little easier. Head on back. Do a little quick save. Okay. So all I'm waiting for here is for this pressure scan to complete. And then that will be all this science over the forest. Like I said, it is transmitting all this, but it really doesn't matter if it doesn't all get transmitted, because we'll have it when we recover. And we should also be charging up our battery again. We are. So we're about 2.5 minutes left on the pressure scan. And I'm going to keep quick saving because I 100% do not trust this little plane. We should work on maybe getting some better plane parts. It's cute though. I'll give it that. Well, thank you, No Mercy, on the 5,000 meter. Congratulations. It definitely took me long enough. That's for sure. But my big issue with RP1 was not enough researchers. I should have hired a lot more researchers early on, which meant my tech level's not where it should have been at, and that's why I was struggling so much with my builds. So I'm hoping that's going to get rectified pretty soon. Okay, let's do another quick save. The pressure scan is just about done, so I'm just going to start heading actually towards the runway here. And I'm totally giving myself permission to revert if this goes really, really badly. I do have lots of science left, but we do have to do a second flight anyway. And so I'll do a second flight over the water. because I don't have the contract selected because mission control is currently being updated. So that's why I'll do the water one on the second flight. I don't want to spend too much time on one particular mission. Alright. And this should be quite a bit of science. I think. Like, how much has been... We've transmitted 15.6. There's still a ton of data inside here. Plus what's in the goo. Okay, let's slow down. So I just turned off the engine. Oh, let's put this on terrain. The one thing that is kind of nice about this silly little plane... Oh my gosh, it slows down fast. More throttle. Oh boy. I'm full on the throttle, but it's taking a bit to get back up to speed there. Is like, you go so slow that if you have a crash, it shouldn't be terrible. Okay, here we go. Just had to really kind of rev that up a bit. And we are coming down. Yeah, see? No problem. Okay, let's turn off that engine. And we'll just coast to a stop. There's also a reverse thrust on the engine, but it turns out I don't need it. So there we go. We're here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to recover. And recover that right back to the spaceplane hangar so we can see if Valentina has a little bit more more skill when it comes to flying that thing. All right. So it's going to take about 44 minutes for it to be recovered, but got 39.2 science. Awesome sauce. Okay. That is great. We have a world first milestone. What is this? I performed an EVA. Yes, I did. And you recover our first crew. I did do that too. And that's just a notification that the vessel is done. Okay. Let's get in here and see. What can I do? What can I do? What do I want to do? Probably going down the science stream. We got the double C seismic accelerometer coming up quick. We have photovoltaic panels. Now, each of these are what? 15. So I can get 2 on this tier. I can finish off the early flight. Why don't I do that? And then I'm going to get some better wing parts too. Probably build a better plane, some better engines. New cockpits, yeah. Okay, why don't we do that? It's only 5. And let's see, we got survivability. That'll get me the parachute. We have more science. Probably never go wrong with just more science. Thermometers. Oh, the Probodyne Octo Probe Core. Cool. Some more smart parts. A small heat shield. What's down this way? This is service modules. That's probably a little ambitious. Recovery is tempting. Let's stay. I already got it. I can't get this one yet because this one's researching. Basic construction for fairings and some strut parts. Structural fuselages. Some bigger tanks. A whole army of engines. Look at all these engines here for getting into orbit. Big SRBs. And an upgrade. Oh, an SAS upgrade. Look, reaction. Okay, I'm going to get this because there's reaction wheels and junk in here too. Small inline reaction wheels. These little radial ones. Let's start that. And let's start the science. Can never go wrong getting more science parts. For this double C seismic accelerometer. All right. So that's all being researched. Let's take a look at how long that's going to take. So if I go into the tech here, we've got, it's going to take 15 days. Now, mission control is going to take just another 4 days. Okay. So and where's my sounding rocket? Sounding rocket's going to take 4 days. Okay. So let's get into the upgrades. So every time you unlock more nodes, you get some more build points that you can put towards various things. I think I'm going to speed this one up a little bit. So I'm going to go to R&D and go to 2 science being researched per day. So that's going to half that amount of time. That is great. And then we're going to go into vehicle assembly building. I might save a couple. I always like to keep a couple on reserve. Let's throw a couple into the vehicle assembly building. Get that build rate up. And I'll keep a couple in reserve. Maybe I'll be building something more complicated. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so what do we have next? We have the vessel recovery. That's not going to take too long. And I'm going to leave that there for now. That's ready to be launched right now. But I want to get that contract. The first plane flying contract, but I can't do that until I upgrade mission control. So we'll get early flight. That will help us build a better plane anyway right away. And let's do that other sounding rocket. And actually, while that's in plans, oh shoot, I never put it in the plans. Silly. I was going to get another sounding rocket being built, and then I realized it wasn't in the plans. It's always a good idea. This is the one that's being built right now. Did I unlock that science? No, I haven't yet. Just the plane parts. Okay. It's always a good idea to go to here, go to plans, to add it to the plans. And then that way I don't have to come into the vehicle assembly building or the spaceplane hangar in order to build anything. I can just do it straight from... Yeah, I do like Kiwi. Kiwi's a pretty nice tech tree. I like the idea of the upgrades. It reminds me a bit of RP1. I'm still really, really fond of Unkerbal Start, but want to do something different. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about plans. But now if I go to here, see, I could have add that sounding rocket from there, which is nice. All right, so we're going to roll that out to the launch pad. That's only going to take 11 minutes because it's such a teeny tiny little rocket. We're going to again go to the morning because I just don't do night launches. And yeah, and then mission controls just a little under 2 hours away. Oh, we're back to pink rockets. Yeah, I don't know if I painted this one. I don't think I painted this one at all. Oh, and this has got a couple of contracts associated with it. So right away, here they are. Contracts are simply get into space. Including this one, which says suborbital trajectory. But by suborbital trajectory, they mean get into space. Other than that, we do have, is there science being collected as we speak? There are not. So all the science experiments are just waiting. The telemetry report is stopped. I don't know why. But there's... yeah. So, but yeah, let's just punch it. I'm talking too much. So do I have SA? I don't have SAS on, so I can just, yeah, I just hit the space bar. That's all there is to it. And off it goes. And I have no reaction wheels, no means of attitude control at all. So this thing is spin stabilized. And for those people that missed last episode, that's done by just turning those fins just a little bit. And then as it spins, it wants to keep the same heading. And that helps it going in the same direction. So basically, oh, I can see I have no science to collect in the lower part of the atmosphere. I must have been doing a lot of that last time. So we got to get above 18 kilometers before it starts collecting anything. So we'll just do that. We'll keep track too of our altitude. Because again, the goal is to get into space. Okay, let's slow this down a little bit. 18, and there we go. Now we're starting to collect some science. And again, this science needs to be transmitted. Oh, we are out of fuel. 80-kilometer apoapsis, so we're not up in space by a whole lot. But we'll build something better pretty soon. So this is all being collected on the rocket, but it's just being stored in a hard drive, of which you have limited space. It's surprisingly not that difficult to fill that up. And so this has to get transmitted. And because this is not going to be recovered, whatever doesn't get transmitted, we lose. So that is that. Okay, so we are just going to be looking like just peaking above 70 kilometers. Now you can see how this is Earth for those people that are new. This is Florida, obviously below us, in the Gulf of Mexico. Along here, Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula, and Central America, Cuba, South America down that way. It's all pretty small, though. And there we are. We are in space, so that is those two contracts complete. A bunch of money and some science. And of course, that also means we're collecting these experiments. You know, so one thing I do like in Kerbalism, I do like this, just the experiments running automatically rather than you doing all the right-clicking and all that kind of stuff. They just run in the background. But they do give you more things to think about. They use up more electricity. They take time. So, yep. That's about it. So we're never going to be transmitting all this stuff. We're on our way back down. And yeah, and all that means is just have to send up another one. So again, it is collecting some more, but the big thing now is how much of this can it transmit before it meets its inevitable demise. So far we've transmitted 2.5 credits of science. Yes, I agree. I do. I am. DeWolf was talking about the 2.5 scale, which I have played a little bit, not with real solar system on the 2.5 scale, but the stock system on the 2.5 scale, which is often referred to as je ne sais quoi. And yeah, again, mostly pacing is the only reason I did it, but I think if I was doing this privately... Now, if I was doing it privately, I'd be doing RP1. I really do enjoy it, but I think playing with the stock parts on a 2.5 scale is a really kind of sweet level of difficulty for people that are a little more experienced with KSP. Yeah. All right, so what are we at? A little over 3 science. This thing is going to crash. At least this time we're well off the shore of anything, not threatening any other nations, which was happening a little bit last time. Get rid of our contracts window. We don't need that. All right, and boosh. Okay. And nothing to recover. We are done. Okay. I think if you're going to play at a 2.5 scale, though, I think the thing to do is to play with stock or stockish parts, not to get parts that are designed for something like Realism Overhaul. Let's see. I want to go into mission control. And I want to pick up that flying contract. Oh, did I that's not mission control. That wasn't nearly as close as another Cuban Missile Crisis mini-ender as it was last week. Last week's was way closer. Mission control this time. Okay, so we're going to go into the K planes. We're going to basic planes. We're going to fly our first plane. We're going to grab that. We also have what's under, okay, orbit Earth. We'll see where we go. Cross the radiation belts. Need to get some altitude for that one. Put a relay satellite around the moon. That's not happening for a little bit. What else we got? KS, I think, again, orbit Earth, send to first Kerbal. Okay, let's see what we can build before we can start accepting those. And then part testing. Well, if I have the room, I'll throw in some part testing. But why don't we look at the part testing really quick? They're just easy sources of cash, aren't they? Mark 16 parachute. I'll probably want to have that anyway. Yeah, here. let's go into here. Oh, wait. Get rid of all the messages first. Oh, I do have enough for another tech node. Get that started. I think the next logical thing to do is to try and recover something from space. So we're going to do that. And let's get in here and what do we got for tech? I think I still a ways from. Yeah, I think I want to unlock these tech nodes, and then we'll see what we can build with the new tech. Okay, here comes the upgraded mission control. Actually, wait a minute. Why don't I go on the spaceplane hangar? We'll fly our little Spud. Why don't we do that? Let's take out Jeb, put in Valentina. Filled tanks. Be careful when you do this, because when you recover to the spaceplane hangar, it recovers the plane in the state at which it was when you hit recovers. That's in case you broke it. So that means the fuel tanks aren't full. So do make sure you hit fill tanks and launch when you fill it. And if you have tanks that you want to remain empty, make sure that you toggle those tanks off, or else it'll fill those too. So I'll show you what I mean when we get there. Once this is up and going. So again, brakes come on. These tanks should be empty. If they're not, I'm in trouble. Yeah, and that's because I had them turned off. But it did take these tanks and filled them up for me. But if I had not toggled off that little tank there, then it would have filled that one, and this plane would have been too heavy to take off. Oh, shoot! I just realized, too, the goo's not going to work. I don't think the goo's going to work. I think I had to put on a new goo. We'll see what happens when I take off, but I really have a feeling I needed to take off a new goo. So anyway, nothing's happening here because we've done all this science. So I'm going to hit a quick save. We're going to go Shift and P again. And this time we are going to fly over the water. So I guess that's just straight. Yeah, of course it is. So brakes off, take off. But I got a feeling my goo's not going to work. I had to replace it. It's been depleted. Okay, why are we not moving? Is there something up here I'm not generating thrust for some reason? Okay, turn it off. We'll turn it on again. I have that toggled to an action group, by the way. This plane. It's definitely not the brakes. Nope, because as soon as I put the brakes on, the thing just flat out stops. Oh, my thrust is at... Oh my god. I'm a proper idiot. Throttle up. I'm seeing that now in the chat. Throttle's down. Oh my gosh. I am a proper idiot. Alright. Up, 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 up. Very, very dangerous plane, this thing. I think maybe that's another thing to do, is to build just something better once we get a... Well, I think I already have some better airplane parts. So pitching up as hard as I can. Really doesn't want to take off. This thing could be better. There it goes. Wobble, wobble, and off. That thing's terrifying. I would not get in it. Okay, so it's not going to do anything until we're over the water. And once again, I am going to try and see if I can figure out what's going on with this flight controller. It is being very, very strange. Okay, I want to get a little bit of altitude first, and then, okay, put on the vertical motion. Let's put a heading at 90 degrees. I'm perfectly cool with that. Let's see if we can get this to work again. Heading at 90. And just go. Engage. Nope, see, it goes down. Really okay, wait a minute. Now it's... Okay. Now it's behaving right. But it's only at 400 meters. I put in 500 meters. No, it's still going down. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I got time warp on. Let's climb up. Alright, so we're collecting all kinds of science. Don't want to get too far. Again, I forgot to put that waypoint. Gotta do that. When I land, I gotta put the waypoint back. Alright, and I think I'm high enough I can do some quick saving. I can. Okay. So we're just gonna fly out. It's really the... There we go. Again, it's that pressure scan that takes all the time. And I'll remember as well to fix the mystery goose. The mystery goose not collecting, right? No, I didn't think so. It's still depleted. Okay. Got to replace the mystery goo, put on a fresh one. Yeah, I know. This whole thing's not designed very well. But I think I'm going to just make another one. I think I'm going to abandon this guy. Make a whole new plane with some new parts. Okay, how much time's left on that atmospheric scan? Go a little further and then we'll just turn around and head back. Yeah, my experience with these sort of tail draggers is pretty limited. Okay, I think I've done enough. Okay, let's turn around. We'll do a quick save. Turn around. And head back. Because I've just noticed that I'm about 11 minutes into my flight, and there's about a little over 7 minutes. 7 minutes left on the pressure scan. Yeah, I should probably go to the Juno engines. It definitely is easier. The jet engine. Though, I mean, this is still easier than those silly prop engines that come in stock with the robotics, whatever. What's the DLC? The Breaking Ground DLC, right? That gives you the robotic parts. Those, I find that frustrating playing with those. Oh, I think my KSC is over there. I think I see the buildings over this way. That's cool. It is cute. I will give it that. And 666 science plus whatever it has collected that it still hasn't transmitted yet. Annoyed a bit about the goo, so we'll have to take the goo up again. You can look and see what science we have. Let's look at the temperature scan because that is biome specific. Do that. So yeah, okay, we're over the ocean, but you see there's some tropics. Where did I get that? Oh, that could have been from the sounding rockets. There's also shores. Gotta fiddle with that. Okay, how are we doing? Time warp off. Okay, pressure scan still got a minute, so let's not just make sure we stay over the ocean. Get this all done. Another quick save. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This has changed. Now we're on tropics, flying low over the tropics. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, might have to look for that again. Somehow it's tropics in here. That might be just something wrong. How will I get science from the upper atmosphere? For now, it will just be sounding rockets for science from the upper atmosphere. There's clearly this plane ain't going too high. Okay, now it's done. So let's head back. Again, another quick save. But I noticed all of a sudden this clicked over to tropics, and it was while I was still over the water. I found that a little interesting. There we are. Tropics. So we have... Oh, I'm also noticing the radiation scan is not biome specific. It's... Okay, I got to take some of this stuff off. So there's a little smidge of tropics there. Well, whatever. Let's land. Global warming, yeah. It feels more like a bit of a bug. That it's not supposed to be tropics there. There used to be in the stock game a long time ago, and they filled it in, where there was a little bit of tundra just to the west of the KSC, a little west and a little north. There was this patch of tundra you could go to that was really close by, and then they filled that in. Okay, so I want to remember how quickly this plane does decelerate. All right. Cutting the throttle. No, I still need a little more throttle, I think. Look how long between putting up the throttle and you actually get something happening with this. Oh my gosh, we're just dropping. Boink. That's okay. There is a reverse thrust too on this that I can apply. A little bit of reverse thrust, I think. Yeah, see, that works. Little wobbly on the ground here. I want to get this towards the center and put that waypoint back. So I have a waypoint for when I fly further away. Maybe right around where this taxiway is. Again, apply a little bit of the reverse thrust. And I just have that attached to an action group. You can go in here and find it, but alrighty. Okay, so waypoint manager. I thought I did this last time, but I'm just going to try it again. So this is the runway. And we'll pick an icon for it. The runway icon seems like an obvious choice. Make it green. Say OK. Use the terrain height, so it puts a runway right there. Apply. Oh wait, use active vessel location. Apply. Save. Okay, so now I should have a waypoint right here. And I save that, it should stay there. Okay, recover. And I think I got some better plane parts. Maybe that might be a good idea. Oh, 24 science. See, these little missions are not exactly a waste of time, are they? Let's see what we can do with just these plane parts right now. But I do have some radial decouplers. Those would be nice. And the TD-06 decouplers. Build a multi-stage rocket. I think that might be the better plan. What's down here? Yeah. Yeah. That one. Okay, so get that. Oh, wait. Nope, just the one. That's it. Okay. So we'll get that going. And just to show people what I should have done, if I recover the vessel and go into the spaceplane hangar, I can edit the Spud 1. Because you noticed how the goo didn't work, because the goo was still the old goo. It was depleted. But now that I'm editing that plane, I can get in here. I also noticed the Geiger counter isn't working, so I might as well just get rid of that. Because it's not biome specific. But we just got to throw off this goo, go into science, grab another goo, and there you go. You got a fresh goo. And I could also, while I'm here, fill up these tanks again. Well, that's right. They would both be. And it's going to take a couple of hours for it to apply those repairs, which was really just putting the goo on there. But that's how you can modify stuff that you've recovered. You can modify it. Just adds that little bit of time on it. Okay, I do want to get, though, in the spaceplane hangar. I want to see if we can build something a little spiffier. And I think I will use a jet engine this time. The prop planes were cute, but let's face it, the jet engine is definitely more practical. So I got a collection of better cockpits. The only jet engine I do have is the Juno. I do have more. No, I should. Let's. Yeah. So what do we got for cockpits? I mean, I do have. There's the Spud. We have the Baron. I'm getting distracted by these. I don't know. They're all silly. Let's stay away from them. Okay, so we have the Mark I viewer's cockpit, unpressurized. Oh, that's for a helicopter. That's the standard inline cockpit. We have this cockpit. That's a thing. You know what? I think I'll just stick with what I got. Let's stick with this. Okay, so let's see. Do I have? I do. I now have these tail connectors. Do I have the? That's the a short one. That's a long one. Long, small one. Oh, these are little tiny parts. Oh my gosh. They're not 2.5 meter parts. Oh wait, these ones are the ones I'm thinking about. Yes. So what I'll do that. Put in the... Ooh, look at the Mark Zero Junior. That's a neat little part. Liquid fuel fuselages. Wow, there's some neat little parts in here. Okay, but I'm going to instead go just with this. And do I have an actual just fuselage part now? No, I don't. Okay. Take the fuel out, turn that off, put the tail on back. We're going to build something with little Juno engines. What do I got for wings? Do I have my little swept wings? I do have... Let's arrange these by mass so the bigger ones are at the bottom. I think those are bigger than the wings I was using. I could use those. There's those ones. It's still not got good collection of control surfaces, so that's nice. Okay, I guess I'm using these. I guess it's going to be another flat wing plane. Why won't you go to two-way symmetry for me? What are you doing to me? I'm hitting X. Was I not hitting X? Weird. Okay. So like that. And I got a lot of these little angly ones. Want to make a proper tail. Oh, whoa, I got... These are control surfaces, aren't they? That has a... Here they are. So, like, whoops. I could put these on here now. We'll move everything to a proper place in a little bit. Well, look, like an adjustable... Sometimes you get stuff in weird orders. Like, what is with that air intake? That's huge. Do I have... I'm assuming I have a smaller... Yeah, there's a smaller air intake here. Okay. Let's see. What about something like this? I'm just thinking of making some sort of functional tail. That seems more reasonable. And we'll put a control surface on them. Oh, those go that way. Okay. There. And... how little are these? How come I can never guess the right way for them to go? Oh, those are smaller. Okay. And wing connector G's. Does that mean I can put this on top? I can. Of course, getting it straight would be a good plan. Alrighty. Again, just generally placing these for now. Not putting in a heck of a lot of thought. I put another little piece in there. We'll see. Need good old Elevon ones. Eventually, I will rotate them the way I want. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, and some fuel tanks, some actual stuff that has fuel in them. So I got... So these are the Mark Zeros. And these look bigger. No, they're smaller. What are these like? Let's try again. And put some air intakes at the front of them. And then the Juno engines on the back. Where are you? There you are. And then you can position them a little better. I'm not sure what advantage they give you over not just using the Mark Zero ones. I need a nose cone of some kind at the front. That ain't gonna work. Bigger one? Yeah, sure. Alright, this is almost looking like a little water... Oh, maybe that's the idea of these. Build like a water plate. Okay, see what we got. Okay, mass and lift, mass and lift, mass and lift, mass and lift. I don't have decent gear, do I, by any chance? No, I still have the stupid ones. Okay. Oh, I have these ones now. If you, just in case you thought that the other ones I had were way too sketchy, we have those. No, I think, yeah, that's going to move it all because the fuel tanks are attached to the wings, but I can do something about that. Oops. Come back. There we go. There. This may actually work. Those square sides ideal for mounting landing gear on. Oh, is that the idea? Of course, what did I do? I put the square sides down. Okay. Let's see. Where's the mass again? Let's raise them up a little bit. Oh, shoot. I gotta... These ones. Lift is in a funny spot. There we go. Back a bit. Well, we'll see how that works. Let's put on some landing gear. This one will not make one of them there. Put one at the front. No tail draggers. I was having a bad experience with those. And then the old LY... Let's take off the lift there for a second. It's just confusing me. This looks pretty straight. Not really at all. That's better. Okay, and... I'm honestly thinking a well, we'll see. We'll see what this is like. This way. I'm thinking of losing this middle bit, but I think I'm going to need to go up. I'd just like to bring this down towards the surface here and just sort of... Yeah, this is going to be pitched down on the runway, which I don't like. But if I grab this guy, slide it down a bit, it's going to come right out if I do that too far. So I'll move these guys up a bit. Definitely no VTOL capability. Might have. It has a healthy thrust here, though. Thrust to weight ratio 1.23. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So these guys here are going to be for a roll. So we'll disable everything else. I'm going to turn the authority limiter down. It got me a feeling these are going to be twitchy. And these are for pitch. We'll start them all at 10%. This is for yaw. I'm noticing it's nowhere near the middle. Okay, I guess this is the Juno, because I have no imagination. The Juno 2, because it has 2 Juno engines. There we go. Save that. Yeah, let's see what happens. So simulate. Simulate. I haven't put any science on it yet, so I still have to do that. Name all the crafts after Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. So Z this time. I'll remember the Z. Okay. Punch it. Hopefully should be better. Go speed here and pitch up. There we go. That's pretty sweet. Got a feeling this is turned off again, isn't it? Yeah, coordinated turn. Getting used to the coordinated turn. Look at that. See, that's what I should have done. I should have started with this right away. A little less throttle because I'm going a little berserk. So as cute as those prop planes are, this is clearly an easier thing for me to fly. Alright, let's see if we can just put it on the runway and be done. Yeah, right away, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. If I turn off the standard fly-by-wire... Oh, it's pretty balanced. Oh, I didn't turn it off. Master switch. See, it dips down a little bit, but it's supposed to do that. Put the master switch back on. It's pretty nice. Alright, need a lot less throttle. Now we're coming in pretty quick, so hopefully I can lead off a little speed here. Whoa! See, that's how you bleed off speed. You just fly like a crazy person. There we go. Didn't notice what the stall... It's a little... I want to turn those down. It's a little bit too roly-poly. Rolls pretty easily. There we go. Easy peasy. Do the engine off, right? Yep. Alright, I think this is something that's worth pursuing. And I built that like in a fraction of the time that took me to build that prop plane last time. Alright, let's end the simulation. So that's just that. We will terminate the simulation. Put on some science. Maybe paint it. Oops, hit the close button. Commence the bombing run. Alright, so I'm pretty happy. So let's see here. I think... Okay, I'm just going to go through the checklist. Okay, science. So there's the crew report. We'll just get that started. On science, we can definitely put on a Mistarigu. And I'm gonna look. Can't remember now what. Some of these are biome specific and some of them are not. So I'm gonna open up the science archive here. The pressure scan. is biome specific, so we want that. The Geiger counter, I think, is not. Radiation scan. No, it's just flying low and it's already done, so there's no sense getting any more of that. It will be biome specific if I fly to another biome. You know, let's throw it on anyway. Just for... doesn't hurt anything. And then the thermometer, right? Temperature scan is biome. Okay, so we'll put on all that science. That's all there is. Looking at the electricity here. There's enough. How much electric charge is on this thing? Because I haven't put any batteries on it. Where is it? Electric charge. 140 units of electric charge. It can last for 45 minutes. And of course the Junos generate electricity, right? I'm sure they do. They do, right? They do. Where does it talk about the electricity? There it is. Electric charge. 1 unit per second of electric charge. You know, one thing, too, I should have actually pointed this out. There is... you can up the reliability. There was some reliability statistics here because engine failures are a thing. Where does it talk? Here it is. Engine reliability. So engine failures is 0.7%. Rated burn time is 4 days. Though that's cumulative if you keep bringing the plane back in. That engine will wear out. But I can switch it to high quality for 300 Kerbucks. It adds 12.5 kilograms of mass. Engine failures is like less than a third of what it was before. And the rated burn time goes up to 16 days. I think that's not a bad plan. Keep an eye on Delta V, but if I right click on this and go to, there it is, engine quality is standard. If I go to high quality, a little bit extra cost, a little bit of hit on Delta V, but I'm never going to fly this till the tanks are dry anyway. I think that's worth it. Maybe I should add that as a thing to look at. Okay, science to be configured. One thing at a time. Okay, let's turn this all on. So waiting. Waiting. I don't think I need any batteries. Waiting. Waiting. So science has been worked out. Is there any science to do other than the crew report? I don't think there is. Configure pod is just putting in... No. This is silly. No, that doesn't matter. I don't even know if I need a scrubber, but I'm worried about if I take it off, I might kill somebody, so I'm not going to turn it off. There's no configure science, right? So many things. Science. No, that's it. Okay. Experiments are on. Communications needs an antenna. This is why I have a checklist. There we go. Communication, electrical storage is fine. Electrical generation is fine. Attitude control is fine. I don't have lights unlocked yet, right? I do not. TWR, I don't care about. The staging is irrelevant. But I do want... we'll just leave it. We'll leave it. Not into the painting. I'm not getting the mood today. Resources in the cockpit, thank you. Yep, I can definitely take the monopropellant off. I'm going to leave the water, oxygen, and stuff in. Any monopropellant users, yeah. And actually, I should turn that off so it won't fill it back up with monopropellant. So we'll save this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think I'm just going to leave it just the way it is. So we shall save again. Go to here. Go to plans. Add it to the plans, and we'll build it. Cool duel. Well, thank you, Andy. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. All right, so what do we got happening here? We got this, the Juno 2 being being built. The Spud's going to get repaired. I probably won't be using that, but let's do a little bit of an upgrade. Oh, thank you very much, Arrow Briggs, for the kind donation. It's very much appreciated. I'll go to spaceplane hangar. Remember, I kept... Oh, I got 4 points here. Let's put some in the spaceplane hangar. So, put a couple here. Still leave a couple in reserve. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, what do we got? 14 days for that. Got Sounding Rocket 2 being built. I still got tech coming, right? So, let's time warp to this new tech. And then see if we can build a rocket. Maybe we can get it to orbit. Okay. Oh. Nope. That's good. Okay, that's the Spud just being fixed. And then we're going to get a whole bunch of science here. Boom. Okay, let's get into here. So I now have new rocket parts. New rocket parts. Now, one of the things I noticed, let's get rid of the checklist, is... Okay, whoa. I see here. This probe has SAS upgrades found along the flight control branch. Now, I did unlock some sort of upgrade. Does that mean this has SAS now? I also now have the Octo. Does it say here? Just gotta figure out how... Okay, it does have stability assist. Okay. And now this one, does it have stability assist? It has stability assist. Okay, so I now have stability assist. Cool. I guess the Sputnik is cheaper, or is lighter and cheaper, and but it's not an inline part like the Octo. Okay, why don't we start with the Sputnik? I think functionally, actually, they're the same. I do not think I have any kind of... No, I don't have fairings yet, but I do have some new motors. I do have... Oh my gosh, the swivel. What the heck? Do I have any decouplers? Okay, that's... Wow, the swivel engine. What do I got for tanks? So the only... These are all liquid fuel tanks. The only liquid fuel and oxidizer tank I have is the Oscar A. Like, how are you supposed to build something with this? How's this supposed to work? Like, seriously? I got some sort of this. Wait a sec. What am I... Oh, this is just dumb. This can't be what they're expecting you to do. Oh, I know what I got. I'm not doing this. I have a part count limit too. I mean, the part count limit's 46 parts, but no, this is silly. What? Wait a second. I'm just thinking. I've got... Okay, if I put on a Mark 1 fuel tank, did I install tank? There's a tank configuration mod. I don't think I installed. Oh, yes, there is. Edit tanks. This is fuel tank configurator, configuration mod, or something like that. I'm forgetting. But you can change the tanks. You can change what propellants and fuels and resources are in the tanks. So what I'm going to do is, this is a liquid fuel tank, but what's nice, it's a 1.25 meter part that will fit nicely under that swivel engine rather than whatever else they're expecting me to do. But I can take out the fact that it's just liquid chemicals, which is liquid fuel. I can take that out, and I can switch it. Pretty sure if I scroll down here, LFO. We're going to max the tanks out and add that. And now it's liquid fuel and oxidizer. Look at that. Oh, maybe that's a cheat. I don't care. So I got big tanks. And you can't stop me. I got my big tanks to go under my... Oh my goodness. Well, I think we can put this into orbit. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go to... Now, I do have also the little bitty Little bitty spot. Okay. We're gonna put this aside. We're gonna get an octo probe core because we're gonna go high tech now. Gonna make this the root part. Oh, it won't let me do it that way. Okay, fine. Boom. Oh, that attaches to there. Now make this the root part. Throw that away. Get that little bitty engine there. Oh, we don't have decouplers. I don't have decouplers. Okay, so that whole plan's gonna not work. I was gonna build a little orbiter, but what we can do is probably build something that might be kind of stupid looking, but it's gonna work. Now I have reaction wheels. Oh my gosh, are there reaction wheels in this? Well, there's a toggle torque option. How much power are there in these? 0.3 kilonewton meters. This is 5, so let's put on that. Configurable containers. Thank you, Foxworth Game. I believe that is correct. That sounds right. So what I'm thinking... I can still get a lot more thrust out of this. And the swivel is... well, that's more DV than I need. I'm just going to go for an orbit. And the swivel has gimbaling on it. Let's get rid of that. Why are you being there? There we go. So what I'm thinking... What am I thinking? I don't have anything to enclose all this. I probably have... Do I have a small nose cone? Like I have this little mini nose cone, but do I have the actual... Where's that structure of this? That looks like a rocket. Oh, I haven't picked up any contracts, but I know I got some orbit contracts, so I'll have to make sure. I'm just seeing, can I build something that can get into orbit? And this is honestly filling me with some degree of confidence because this should be able to get into orbit. Let's actually simulate this and see if they can just get this into orbit just the way it is without doing much of anything else to it. We're going to turn the thrust limiter down a little bit because it's a little bit... Gonna be a little jumpy off the pad, but wow, configuring those containers is almost feels like a cheat. Let's simulate this and see if this will go into orbit. That is not liquid fuel painkiller. That's what configurable containers did. Is I changed those tanks to liquid fuel and oxidizer tanks. Maybe that's cheating, but I don't know. The only liquid fuel and oxidizer tank I have is the Oscar A fuel can, which I find really kind of silly. Okay, I have SAS. So if you're gonna give me a swivel engine and just taunt me, then I'm gonna succumb to the taunting and use configurable containers. Oh, I did not put any tail fins on this. That might prove a bad idea. Yeah, this is coming down there, Maxim. Any fins? No, no fins. So that's might have this thing. Might have things going badly. Now, no kind of lock to prograde or anything like that, but I do have stability assist, so that's nice. So I can kind of. I don't even have decouplers yet. This is, well, that, you know what? That's not really silly from a historical perspective because, like, building a multi-stage rocket came well after building fairly powerful liquid fuel rockets like the V2. So maybe that's not too silly. I should be pitching over her further. I can also, there we go. All right, so there we go. We're going to terminate the simulation. Tail fins. Tail fins. No KOS, I know. The game, That's the Kiwi tech tree put the... I keep forgetting to hit that close button. The Kiwi tech tree put the KOS probe cores, like, towards the middle of the tech tree. Well, not quite the middle, but the first ones don't come up for a little while. So, yeah, no... no KOS for a little bit. I'm disappointed, too. Okay, let's see if that solves my issue here. Still a pretty healthy TWR there at launch. Lots of delta V. Simulate. I'm being told I'm not cheating to make me feel better. I'm actually not a fan, and I know the stock game does it, but I find it a little frustrating at the beginning of the game when you're limited so much by parts, and they seem to find it a real giggle to give you like a 1.25 meter fuel tank, and that 1.25 meter fuel tank is really, really short. So you have no choice but to stack a whole ton of them, which of course adds up the parts, and then you run into part count issues. It's almost like they're setting you up for that, and it kind of bugs me. Like, why can't... building a bigger fuel tank... I can see that wider fuel tanks come later on the tech tree, but I don't see why longer fuel tanks should come later on the tech tree. But maybe that's just me. Okay, I can definitely pitch over further than I did last time, and this should be a little more stable. It's not exactly the most aerodynamic of things at the top. I don't have any kind of service module or even a big nose cone to enclose this in. So I'm just going to... I wonder if I turned off SAS. Sometimes you can just turn off SAS. The rocket is well balanced, and it should just stay locked on to the prograde vector. I'll reduce throttle a little bit. I'd love to have the time to apoapsis, but it's not there. Maybe not. I'm just going to kind of let it ride. I'm going up very steeply, but I got a lot of delta V. Reduce throttle. A number 2 pencil with fins. I think I'm going to be building this thing. I think I'm going to put on some science bits. We're going to push this thing into orbit. Take a look at what contracts we have coming up. But I mean, right there, I'm getting, that is an apoapsis of 80, over 80 kilometers now. Well, I don't know. Now I'm looking at my delta V. I'm not as confident as I was a moment ago. Oh, no, that's the speed. 884 meters per second left. Does that feel right? Oh, we only need 1,200... Oh, I'm getting... No. What is it? Oh my gosh, I'm used to RP1. What? No, it's 22 something. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what kind of speed. What's the orbital velocity in low orbit? I just don't want to run out of delta V. But I didn't do a very efficient descent, but I was being kind of lazy. I don't think that delta V was right. Doesn't feel right. Okay, that's orbit-ish. I think I'm going to make this thing go. I think I'm going to make this thing 22 to 2300, yeah. So then I had like a brain cramp as though, how much speed do I need? Should be used to that. Okay. Let's science this up. Now, Again, let's take a look at the science archive. Filter this by, there should be, am I done the telemetry reports? Oh, I can do the space low. So let's turn that on. Other science. I'm not going to do the goo. Double C seismic accelerometer, I should put that on the plane. The thermometer. Well, do I have, can I configure the science on this thing? I still only have one slot. Okay, fine. Fine. Be that way. Okay, thermometer, thermometer. As you progress, you should be opening more slots. You can actually put experiments inside the probe core. Okay, temperature scan. Still got to do space low. So there we go. Geiger counter. And what I might do is see if we can get ourselves in some radiation belts too. So this one's definitely worth adding on. The pressure barometer does not work in orbit now. There is no in space, but I do have the flying high. I guess it doesn't hurt to put it aboard. And oh, that is going to be it. And what we'll do is we'll put on a Communitron. Oh no, I'm going to put on the Communitron 8 antenna. Why won't you go down? I'm really having trouble with my rotate commands and all that stuff. Like that. And that's for transmitting our science home. Here, let's get rid of the checklist for now. Let's take a look at electricity. Now, there's only 3 minutes of electricity. Do I have solar panels? Oh. Well, thank you, Jiminal, for the donation. Very much appreciated. I have solar panels. I have solar panels. Just like that. Might put them here. I don't think that's covering up anything. It isn't. That is exciting. Now, if I'm in the nighttime, I still only have 4 minutes of electricity, so I do need to put on some batteries. I do have now the Z200 battery. I can sneak that under here. What's that going to do for me? Now I'm up to 15 minutes. Let's put on... Actually, maybe what I'll do instead is just... If I sneak in... Now I got 37 minutes of battery storage. That should be good. I might put these here. And then just slide up these solar panels. Like so. And put that on local. I'm hoping that doesn't affect aerodynamics. We'll give it another test fly just to be sure. You know, I got a ton of thrust. I could easily put more fuel on this. I don't know why I don't. Now I'm thinking about it. Why not put more fuel on it? I am having... There we go. Okay, so we got almost 38 minutes of duration for the electricity, so that should be okay. We have solar panel. Delete all those. Dump. Do I need anything else? KOS is irrelevant. Science has been configured. The experiments are on. I got communication. I got electrical storage, and I got attitude control. Lights don't matter. I could paint it, but I'm not gonna. Thrust to weight staging is still a one-stage rocket. Okay, I guess that is it. Okay, let's just up the TWR because I did add a bit more fuel. Oh, that is... Okay. That is full thrust on there, and my liftoff TWR is a little on the low side. So what I think I might do is just take a little bit of fuel so it just jumps off the pad a little bit more. Still got 4,400 meters per second of delta V. This is the... Isn't this the swivel engine on the bottom here? There is something up with my controls. I'm holding shit. I don't know. You can't tell from where you're sitting, but I feel there's... Okay, swivel. This is the swivel one. Actually, no, let's call it the Octo one. I'm going to name it after the probe core. Octo one. Go into action groups. Going to put on action group 1 to toggle that antenna. And so the idea is just to put this in orbit, maybe cross some radiation belts. I'm going to save this, and we're going to add it to the plans. Add it to plans. We're going to build you. Okay. All right. So that's being built. Let's go take a look at contracts really quick. It could be, yeah, it might be true that the stock DV is wrong because of the editing of the fuel tanks. They could be just confused, which is fine, but I'm cool with that. It seems like Kerbal Engineers got it straightened out. I could put a Kerbal Engineer trip on and then have that telemetry from Kerbal Engineer, but I'm not going to do that. So we are going to orbit the Earth, grab that contract. We're going to... Oh, I got more K-plane contracts. Okay, orbit the Earth. We're going to... Oh, I got lots going on here. Orbit the Earth. And cross a radiation belt. But I'm noticing I got more coming here. K-planes. There are 3 contracts here. Build and fly your first plane. Yeah, I did that. Fly an airplane to an altitude above 3 kilometers. Oh, that... I didn't test it, but I can't imagine how that Juno plane's not going to be able to do that. Reach an airspeed of 100 meters per second. Travel a short hop, at least 50 kilometers. Yeah, let's grab all those for our plane. Oh, I love these. These are great. These are great. And this is going to help me, too, with cache. That's exciting. I got the Orbit the Earth one there. Part testing. I'm not going to look at you, part testing. Okay, cool. Grabbed a whole bunch of contracts. Probably the... Yeah. Just looking at what else to upgrade. I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm going to stick with what I got. Okay. So where are we at now? We are at Sounding Rocket number 2. It's just a little under 2 days away. So let's get to that. This is a carbon copy of the one that was done right at the very beginning of the stream. So nothing too exciting. But we'll roll that out. No, I hit it twice and it started rolling it back. And then I don't know what's going to come next. I got the survivability tech node. Okay. More technology coming. How long is it going to take? I should look. Octo 1 is 12 days. Let's put a little bit more towards the VAB. Let's get that up to 7 build points a second, and now that Octo 1 will get built more quickly. Did I hit the VAB, by the way? I did. Okay. All right, daylight. Get the daylight. And we will launch. So this is just Sounding Rocket 2. This is the one that reached space the very beginning of this stream. So nothing too exciting. But it will be a little bit more science. All right, and we will go Z, and we will just punch it. I don't see any reason to delay. Let's get our craft information. There we go. We're off. And no science to collect until we're into the upper part of the atmosphere. This might be a good one too to maybe put on a bit of an angle. Not that I have any launch clamps or anything. Put it on a bit of an angle so that it spends a bit of time in the upper atmosphere. And, you know, maybe go after Cuba again. These rockets do seem to like Cuba. Like, they all seem to lean that way. I don't know what that's about. Must be in their genes. I don't know. It's weird. There's some nefarious programmer putting a very subtle, leaning it that way. Not very nice. All right. So again, science being collected. We are going to be in space. We are now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're getting some wild wobbling happening. So we're going to time warp through this pretty quick. Yeah, I know when you time warp, the fins start to separate from the rocket, but I don't know if they do really or not, but it's a little disheartening or a little alarming when they do that. All right, there's the temperature scan, space low, all complete. So that's something. Cuba is the motherland of the cubic octagonal strut. We should respect Cuba then, because the cubic octagonal strut is one of the king of parts. We're not going that far. Who are these folks? These folks should look out. Yeah, here you can see now. See how the fins, if I time warp, how they separate from the rocket? It gets a little weird. I think the physics calculations don't like it when I time warp like that. Yeah, sorry, Sticky, the stick figure. You are a little bit late. Those are the Bahamas, are they? I guess that's Bermuda over here, that way. Or something, maybe? I don't know. Everything's shrunk down. It's all so close together. All right. So, what do we got? We got 5.5 science. 5.6. Okay, and resume and close. Oh, I said don't close. Go to Space Center, silly. Now, I'm not sure this is enough for a node. I think I need 15 for a node. I think I'm coming just shy, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, 14.6. So that's okay. That's okay. So we'll recondition the launch pad. We have a lot going on. Who's winning? Oh, we got survivability coming up. So that has got parachutes and there might be basic constructions then coming up. I think that's by Decoupler. So there's lots of good stuff to build there. Oh, and then we got the Juno 2. So our jet's going to be done before our rocket is done. I'm looking at the time. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Let's go for the Juno 2. Let's do that jet. We got a whole pile of contracts that are all coming from the K-Planes contract pack. We need to get daylight. You don't have to be sorry for being late. And we're going to launch our Juno 2. And let's... wait, yeah, it's Jebediah's turn. Yep. Yep. Alright, so a little bit more of a fancier plane than we've had before. I'm not sure if any science is being collected right now. No, everything is waiting. So, I guess we're going to go... Oh no, we got contracts. Let's make this one about the contracts. So, here we go. Quite a few of them. Let's see. There's the airspeed one. Radiation belt's not thing. This one. Travel 50 kilometers. And then... these guys. Excuse me again. So we got to go to an airspeed of 100 meters per second. We got to fly above 3 kilometers, and we got to travel 50 kilometers. All of those should be pretty trivial to do. So let's just, yeah. So Shift P, MP, and let's just punch it and go. So, boom. Oh, how about throttle again? What is my problem? I do know what my problem is, actually. In RP1, I have my settings so that the throttle is by default on full. So I got used to that. I shouldn't have the two things on different settings. Okay, off we go. We are off. We are off. So, we are looking for tropics, aren't we? That's what we're really looking for. We've done it over the ocean. We've done it over, I guess shores, too. But I guess I should really think, okay, 100 meters per second. Wait a minute, that's 100 meters per second. What? Oh, I got to make it level flight. Come on, I'm climbing and going 100 meters per second, you stinker. Oh, I got to do it for 5 seconds. Hold for 5. Okay, there we go. No. Oh, I got to come back and land. Fair enough. Okay, that's fine. Let's go head along, see if we can get some shores or something. So this one's done. There is also the get to an altitude of 3 kilometers. Let's take a look at that. Make sure. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. Oh my gosh. 3 kilometers. So anything in particular? Nope, just get to 3 kilometers. Get to the troposphere. And then come back. All of these require me to land. Yes, Foxworthy Games, I meant to put the link to K-Planes in the description. And I completely forgot, but it's going to be the very first thing I do after this stream, after I'm done. So yes, I apologize for that. I did mean to do that and I just forgot to. Anyway, there's my 3 kilometers. The rest of this is just fly for 50 kilometers here, and then I got to come back and land. Now, am I collecting any science? I am not. So let's see if we can. Maybe we should. We've been so mean to Cuba. Let's maybe just head down that way. Let's just head that way. So, what's my heading right now? My heading is about 165. Let's see if we can get this thing to work a little better than it did before. So, put on the heading. Let's stick it around 4 kilometers. It should be pretty good. No reason to get too high. And let's engage that. Yeah, now it's working fine. So, for whatever reason, this cruise controller did not like at all. Did not like at all the my little prop plane, but it seems to be fine with this. See, it's working perfectly. It's maintaining a nice level altitude. It's controlling the speed. I can get it to control the speed too. Let's keep the speed around 180. Put that on, and then we'll adjust the throttle for that. Yeah, nice. Okay, I'm looking for tropics. So, like, we're coming over Cuba. We've been so mean to them. We should pay them a visit. Oh, the goo is running. Thank you. That is good. I want the goo to run. The goo is just, it's not biome specific. So, this is just going to be a flying low goo. But what I'm really looking for is, will one of these turn on? So right now we're still low over the ocean, but I'm wondering if I fly a little bit to the west now. Oh, I just put the speed control up. Oh my god. Okay, I wanted to fly west and I put in my... There we go. Let's also get into here and limit those G-forces. That was a little bit of a spooky turn in my estimation. Or maybe head over towards Mexico or something. Eventually... Oh, no. Got to be below 5 kilometers. Okay. But I got to go... fly to a waypoint, which is 25. Is there a waypoint I'm supposed to find? Oh my gosh, distance marker. Okay, waypoint. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, this one required me to go to a waypoint. I wasn't paying any attention. Thankfully, this has a setting here. I can go and aim straight for the waypoint once I have selected it. There we go. Okay, so we're not exactly doing a good job of finding our tropics, but... Oh, the autopilot also doesn't like helicopters. Yeah, I just noticed this requires me to go to a specific... I'm sure I've flown well over 50 kilometers. You know what? Maybe we'll just collect this. The goo will be done by then. And then go back and land. Cash in these contracts. Call her a day. How's that sound? Yeah, we're taking definitely the scenic route. So we've gone all the way around Cuba, coming up now the other coast of Florida. But this is our waypoint that we were supposed to go to at the very beginning of all this. Yeah, and all it says... I guess that's an easy way for it to measure distance, is just put out a waypoint and know that if you have to fly to it, that's going to be the distance. Alright, so... And then we got to head back to the KSC. Why is the scrubber always running? Yeah, there is a scrubber. It makes no... I can try turning it off. I get nervous without the scrubber. The scrubber is removing CO2 from the cabin, but the cabin shouldn't be pressurized and airtight anyway. So it shouldn't be an issue, but let's see if these CO2 levels begin to creep up. Am I too high? Just said below 5. Oh, no, there we go. We did that. Okay, now we just got to go back. Okay. So, yeah, let's try turning the scrubber off. I've had Kerbals come really close to death because I've messed with the scrubber, and I'm nervous with it. So, actually, it's a good experiment. We shouldn't be seeing our CO2 levels going up because we're too low. But, who knows? I don't know. Waypoint Manager. Let's head back to the KSC. Right there. Okay, and again, lock on to our new waypoint. There it is. And what I like, so you can use this, like I can see here, I got an angle to the runway of about 8 degrees. So if I make this climb rate 10 degrees, maybe 15 degrees, and then reduce my altitude to just 300 meters. This should do a nice approach to the runway. Oh, not like... Ah! I just put in a huge number. There we go. And then reduce my speed to like 100 meters per second. That should give me a nice approach down to the runway. Actually, I'm coming a little bit... I'm coming right for the center of the runway. That's probably not the bestest. Yeah, I really like these plane contracts. These are great. So we did collect all the goo. That's the only science we have. And does it tell you how much science? It should be stored here, and it is. 4.2 science. And then we'll go around looking for tropics again next time. Okay. And we'll set that for there. So this can go to 10 degrees now. And a quick save. Quick save. What contract pack? This is the K-Planes contract pack. I don't have it in the description right yet. I am going to do it right after this stream. I meant to do it before the stream and completely forgot. It has to be installed manually. There's a GitHub. I'll put a link to the GitHub, but it's pretty easy. You just shove it into your game folder. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. I can probably now change this heading. It's 112, a little bit further west. Oh, well, you know what? I'll just take over. I'll just take over. So we'll go to standard fly-by-wire. We'll take the speed control off, and I'll just start flying. I definitely need to slow down though. So we'll do a little... Oh, I meant to turn down the authority limiter on that roll, didn't I? And I said I was going to do that, and then I never did it. But I wanted to turn these down a little bit. Okay. Maybe a little throttle now. Tropics are due east of the runway. Just fly north. So I'll have to remember and go over the small. Okay, I'll try that again next time. But by the time I found out where that I had to go to that waypoint, it was a little late. Well, it's not too late, but I'm looking at the stream time and thinking, yeah, I think it's about time to give it a call. Again, I am giving my permit. If this turns out to be bad, especially with these landing gear, I do give myself permission to retry my landing, but I think my approach is pretty good. And touchy touch. Good. Brakes on. Oh, the brakes were on already. Wow. Okay. There we go. So let's see. This should, as soon as we stop, right? These should all go green, in theory. Right? Yay! There we go. So there are all those contracts. Excellent. A whole bunch of cash, some science, some reputation. But I think that's probably where I'm going to be ending this stream at, taking a look at the time. So this thing will fly again. Obviously, it flew very, very well. It was very, very easy to fly, and we'll try and collect some more science. We'll go hunting for those elusive tropics. I also have the Octo 1 being built that will be going for an orbit, and of course many, many other things will be going on as well next week. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody who is watching this at a later date. I will most certainly, if you're watching this at a later date, there should be a link to the K-Planes contract pack in the description. But of course, a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who continue to support this channel. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.